Alright, so I just finished watching the latest episode of Fruit Basket second season, and I just wanted to talk about it. A lot of outrageous stuff happened. Not a lot, but one outrageous thing happened, and of course, who was the culprit behind it? Of course, Akito. Who else could it be? So let's just start with the episode. So first we see Hiro and Kisa. They were just hanging out and they were talking about how Hiro's mother is pregnant and stuff. And then Hiro kind of tells her that her mother is clumsy. She almost ended up falling on her head recently. So yeah, I don't think so that you should leave her alone, leave her mother alone. I think so. Definitely need someone with her if that's the case. And then we finally we see Hiro's mother. She was running around the stairs and he tells her that he already told her to stop running and stuff. And then they had some talk and Kisa asked if it was a boy or a girl, and her mother said that it doesn't matter, we're gonna love the baby equally, and etc. etc. Not that much important. And then Rin was passing by. So Hiro went to Ren and he kind of asked him if she was doing fine or not, because she was not looking that good. Ren was not looking good. She was kind of like looking really down, and also like she has kind of like dark circles around her eyes and stuff. So Hiro kind of went and asked if she's fine or not, and then she I think so she kind of told him that it's fun to have a nice family, right? And then there were some more dialogues that I don't remember exactly, but they did talk about it is not that important. The important stuff comes later down in the episode. So that's what they talked about. And then next we kind of see I think so what do you say what's her name, Ren. And Ren, yeah, she was kind of going through some files and stuff, and then we go back to the flashback. I don't know if what I'm saying is it happened in order or not. I'm just talking about stuff so as how I remember. So we kind of go back to the flashback with Ren and Shigure that happened a few episodes ago, or maybe in the previous episode. I don't remember. My memory is just really bad, but it happened, and we went to the flashback, and there like Rin was talking about asking Shigure if he to tell her how to get rid of the Soma curse and stuff, and then he literally said that he does not know, and she kind of said that stop dodging my question and stuff. And then he said, I really don't know, and if you want you can just ask someone, or you can just ask the god himself, Akito. And then he was kind of going away, and he also mentioned several times that he's not a nice person. Ren had a dialogue where she said that Shigure is just not like afraid of anything. It looks like that's what she said. And she said multiple times that he dodged her question. I don't know if that comes into play later in later episodes or not. We'll see about that. And then Shigure just walks off. He's saying that he's not a nice person, as you think. He's just not. And he kind of said something about, he's just there, what is the word? He's just sitting there doing nothing, and while let others do the dirty work. That's what he kind of said. So what he literally meant was breaking Soma curse. He's just gonna let other people try to figure it out. I think so that's what he's trying to do with Toru and Kyo. And Yuki. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he literally meant. Let others do the dirty work. He's just gonna sit back and watch. So I think so that's what he meant by that. And then we go to then Rin she felt sick. So she came out of the storeroom or whatever where she was searching, and she saw Akito and Haru. And then she felt more sick. She went to Shigure's house, where she tried to find Shigure, and he was not there. So she felt sick again. She fell down, and Toru walked in, and there was a flashback of her parents kind of telling her that they don't want her, and she just freaked out and started crying and just shouting. I don't know what she started shouting. Yeah, she started shouting that don't yell at me. And Toru just kind of hugged her. Shigure walks in, and there's a scene like Toru was hugging her. That's what happened. And then we move on to the flashback, how her life was. So it happened was like her parents were kind of playing an act to make sure that seemed like their family was having fun and stuff, but they actually are not so. And once she asked them how come you're always having fun, and then her mother just snapped. She threw away the food on the table. I don't know, the table was also on the side. She also threw away the table and stuff. And then she went to their parents' room. Her parents' room at night time. She was crying, asking for forgiveness and stuff. And then his father opens the door, hand reaches on her head, and then she, for what she thought that she was gonna get a pat and everything was gonna be fine and stuff. But rather his father just grabbed her hair and just threw her away and said, "We don't want you." Simple. And then for the rest of for a few years of her life, I think so, she just kind of kept on, she only went into her house after checking if her parents were in good mood or not, and she mostly had to stay out of the house. And she was just she checked once, and in one instance, she checked into the house. She saw that they were not in good mood, so she left. She was going on the crosswalk or sidewalk, whatever you want to call it, and then she just fell down. Whatever. Again, I'm gonna use the word. She felt sick and just fell down. Haru walked in there, so he called. I don't remember the name. Kyo's adoptive father. He called him, and then they took her to the hospital, where she was admitted. And when she woke up, she just freaked out that he needs to go home. She needs to go home, and Kyo's Kyo's adoptive father told her that they have already called her parents about she had some injuries, so they already called her parents and stuff. And the injuries were because of course her parents beat her. That's where the injuries came from. And then she freaked out again. And then their parents came and they literally said, "Don't come home. We don't want you," and stuff. So Haru started he just became furious, angry, and he just started shouting at her parents that we are also like you, if you beat us, we will feel pain and stuff. And he just wanted them to apologize to her, which they did not. They just kind of turned away and walked out. That's literally what they did. And that's where I guess Haru and Ren's love story began. We saw some scenes of them playing together and stuff. And then in one scene, what's his name, Haru asked her if she wanted to kiss him or not, and and he said that literally that he loves her. He literally said that. And then she kind of asked him if Akito's gonna be mad, and stuff. But he was he didn't care about that stuff. He was like, "I love you," and she also said it, and they both kissed and stuff. And then in the next scene, Akito came to know about their relationship. So he asked what's her name? Okay, Ren. He asked Ren if who was the first one who made the move. And of course she didn't want it to blame it on Haru, so she took the blame on herself, lying to Akito. And Akito got angry. He slapped her, and then he told her that don't try to take my possessions. He kind of think for Akito, all of the Soma family are just kind of his possessions. It's just a thing for him. He doesn't treat them like people and stuff. So yeah, he literally said that don't try to, I don't know what exact word he said, but don't try to take my possessions and stuff. That's what he meant. And then she stood up near the balcony and stuff, and Akito pushed her down from the balcony, telling her that I don't need you. I don't want you. Exactly the word that her parents said. So, and he literally just fucking pushed her off the balcony. Who the fuck? See, I've been seeing following reviews of A.H. Brandon and Jojo Talks Too Much, and one of them said that in the comments, people have told them that you're never gonna forgive Akito. Which of course, if you ever forgive Akito, after this especially, you just can't. You just can't. And they said that you will not be able to forgive Akito, but you will see where he's coming from. After watching this, I don't even think so I can see where he's coming from. Who the fuck pushes some for? It's just it's mind-boggling. That's it. like Akito, somebody definitely needs to put Akito in his place, and I think Satoru is gonna break the Soma curse. There's no other way the story might end, right? There has to be like Toru breaking the curse, and somebody has to like put Akito in his place. I didn't understand like how can you become such kind of a person. So that's where I think so the injury happened when she was hospitalized and when she broke up with Haru, because she knew that it's not worth it. It's still risky, so that's why she wants to break the Soma curse so that she can be back with Haru. That's now we can like see why she's been acting the way she is. We can definitely see because, and yeah, while she was thrown, was pushed away from the balcony, we also saw a scene in which like blood was coming out from her head and stuff. So yeah, they also and Hiro came in running. Hiro saw Akito push her down. That's why now that's where it plays into the first scene where Hiro asked her, about if she was doing fine or not. It makes sense. He saw her like getting pushed down, so makes sense that he would ask. And yeah, that's how the episode kind of ends. I think so. I think so. That's how the episode ends. She falls down and stuff. And yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen in the next episode because it was like there's no way they're gonna just start with some other person's story and stuff. They have to continue because Toru and her, they were still hugging, so there has to be some dialogue between them in the next episode. So let's see what happens. But I just wanted to talk about it, and I'm not gonna be doing fruit basket reviews. I'll just make a video whenever I feel like, if I want to talk about a certain episode of a certain anime or not, of a manga or anything. If I just want to, for now, I just want to do things I want to do. I'm not gonna, lock down myself with a certain kind of content. I was doing NXB for 2 years, and once I got I just did not like playing NXB, and because of that, I thought that I did not like doing YouTube, but it was that I did not like doing NXB videos, and that's why I stopped doing YouTube for a while. And then that's when I realized during the break that I want to make videos. I want to talk about a lot of stuff. So I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. If it gets views or not, I just want to build up my channel of like my own personality, which I don't have much. I know I've been doing it for 2 years, but I still don't have that much confidence because you see, I stutter a lot of times and I mess up my words a lot. If you're watching this, if you're a first time viewer, you already know. I mean, you not already know, you saw this, right? I just mess up my words again. When I'm recording, I don't know why I just mess up my words a lot, but it was about the episode, and that's we're done. I'll just not drag this video for too long. I'm not gonna do fruit basket reviews weekly. I'll just make a video about it if something in the episode happens that I want to talk about. And yeah, that's it. Let me know if you watch Fruit Basket or not. And I know if you don't watch Fruit Basket, I'm 100%. When will I learn to speak? I'm 100% sure that you would have not reached till the end. So of course you watch Fruit Basket. And yeah, just let me know what are your thoughts about this episode and stuff. And stay tuned for more. I'll meet you in the next one.